Welcome, listeners, to the newest edition of U.S. Crime, the podcast. As always, I'm your host, John. Today we have on a special guest who, for the past several weeks, has been researching a question based around a book. Here to tell us more about it, Tyler Parker. Hi, John. I recently read the book The Partner by John Grisham. This book was mainly about a criminal that ran to South America after stealing millions of dollars from his old law firm that he used to work for. Eventually, he had been captured and brought back to face a jury in the United States. Upon reading this book, I began to wonder about American crime. Every hour of every day, citizens of the United States commit crimes. Some are small petty crimes such as speeding, while other crimes can be major crimes such as homicide or theft. I was curious as to how many of those crimes go unnoticed and how many people get away with certain crimes, similar to how the main character nearly got away with stealing millions of dollars from his old law firm. I was curious as to what extent law enforcement would go to in order to bring criminals to justice, even if they had attempted to escape out of the nation. So, Tyler, tell me, when you were exploring this research question, what key resources did you use in order to come to a solid conclusion? That's a pretty good question, John. One major resource that I used was actually the FBI's most wanted list. I was curious as to what extent law enforcement would go to in order to catch an escaped criminal, and it became very clear that organizations such as the FBI take escaped criminals extremely seriously. One example could be seen in Robert Williams Fisher. He is the number one on the FBI's most wanted list, and the FBI is putting up rewards for over $100,000 as to any information that could lead to his arrest. Another main resource that I used was an article called The Economics of Public Criminal Law Enforcement. This article was mainly about government spendings, fighting criminals, and finding escaped criminals. This article explains that the United States government spends billions and billions and billions of dollars every single year fighting criminals, and this can, for obvious reasons, go to show that the United States and organizations such as the FBI use their resources to the best to find criminals and persecute criminals. The last of my major resources is an article called Employment-Related Crimes. This is an article about what would happen if someone were to commit a workplace crime. In my book, the main character stole millions and millions of dollars from his law firm and escaped to South America temporarily. This article basically explains what would happen to him if it were real life. After using these resources and main key points, I came to the conclusion that no matter what kind of crime any U.S. citizen commits, they will always be brought to justice.